Hey YouTube, welcome to Dragon's Dojo Gaming. Andrew Sellers here, and I'm about to show you all my Dungaree deck profile for V-Series. As you all know, Narukami is my favorite clan, and this is one of the many Narukami decks that I pilot. Well, maybe not all of you know, but many of you know that I pilot that Narukami is my favorite clan. For sure. So starting off with zeros, we have 4 draw PG, 4 front, and 4 crit. And as you can obviously tell, the grade 3 heals are in my main deck, so I run the Rainbow Trigger lineup for this deck to keep it nice and even for the kind of deck I'm playing. I run the Shiny Spark Kit as my starter. For grade 1s, I run 4 Mighty Bolt. Obviously, he's there as a grade 3 searcher and gets plus 5k if any player's card was bound during my turn. Next, 4 copies of Mew Mew. So her Road Upon skill is look at the top card of your deck and bind it or put it on the top of your deck. So you either OTT or Dungaree with this card when it's ridden upon. And its rearguard ability says once per turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is... Sorry, don't mind my cat. She just likes to play with everything. If your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, Soul Blast and bind a card from your hand and draw a card. And it works once per turn. Next, 4 copies of Uban. So his skills are only active on rearguard. They are if you... the continuous one is if you have Gun in the same column as Uban. Uban gets plus 3k. And when Uban's placed in the same column as Gugan, you soul charge 1. Yeah. Now for grade 2s. 4 copies of Gong Sun. That's his name, Gong Sun. I misread his name when I was reading him in Uban's skill. So during your turn, if you have Uban in the same column as Gong Sun, just like Uban, Gong Sun gets plus 3k. And at the end of the battle, it attacked while boosted by Uban. Counterblast 1, bind all of the rear guards in the same column as Gong Sun, and draw 2 cards. As you can tell, he's a Pot of Greed in the deck. 1 copy of Zabar. When Zabar is placed on a rear guard, you bind one of your rear guards and it gets plus 10k till end of turn. So it's a free binder for the deck. Next up, 4 copies of Barca. At the end of the battle, she attacks while on rear guard. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1, bind a card from your hand, and draw a card. Your opponent chooses one of their back row rear guards and moves it to an open front row rear guard. Next, 2 copies of Ren. He's got a funny name. When Ren is rode upon, you counterblast 1, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 from among them and bind it, and put the rest in your hand. His other skill is once per turn, counterblast 1, bind the top card of your deck. Ren gets plus 5k till end of turn for each grade of the card bound from his cost. And if a grade 0 was bound from his skill, I draw a card. Finally, Grade 3s. The main unit of the boss unit of the deck. Well, ace unit. Well, ace and boss. 4 copies of Dungaree. Sorry, my cat's giving me a hard time. So, at the beginning of your battle phase, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you may bind the top card of your deck, and when he attacks while on Vanguard or Rearguard, put all the cards in your bind zone into your drop. Perform all the following effects according to the number of cards put, and this effect is mandatory. 2 or less, this unit gets minus 10k and minus 1 crit till the end of the turn. Drive minus 2. 4 or more, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and binds it. 5 or more, choose up to 3 cards from your drop and return them to your deck and shuffle it. Man, I have to say, and he has critical too, with 17k base. Man, I gotta say, Bushy has made the new Dungaree infinitely better than the old one. This is just my opinion personally, but the old sealed demon dragons from Limit Break era were just really bad. Like Dungaree and the Cross Ride unit for Dungaree, they just were not that good. But this guy is just so much better. Having a 17k base, 2 crit guy, like, this is just amazing. Next up for grade 3s, 4 of the heal trigger. There for self-explanatory why it's in there. And finally, 4 copies of Jaggy Shot. This guy is a better card in Vanquisher, I'm not gonna lie. But in Dungaree, it's still solid. And that is it for my Dungaree deck profile. Hope you all liked it. Once again, I apologize for my cat if my cat was a little bit of a bothersome. Once again, please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll be sure to bring more as I am now. And I hope you all have a pleasant day.